the flip side of yesterday's Gemara, which is the sugya of Tichlei. Says the Gemara, Timatinu emas. Where did you get a cup from?
They were sitting at the
I gave you a cup. Don't steal my mitzvah. Let's you take a cup of your stuff.
For you, sir?
No, thank you. Okay, I'll drop it. Like a half a cup.
My mitzvah.
Thank you, that's good. It's actually a fascinating thing. They all say that soda actually dries you out. I actually feel it. There's no water, so. We'll come back with Shagi. Timatinu emas. When did they minimize the berries? Lama Gimel and Beis, we just started a new Gemara. This is going on the din of the Mishnah, that the Mishnah taught us that you can't have more berries than hadas. If you pluck them off, you're good to go. When did you do it? If you did it before you bound it, pshita. What's the shayla? You took a hadas, had too many berries, you knocked off the berries, it's good to go. Ella must be labasser delagde. It was after you bound it. Says the Gemara, Tichlei meikaru. Chayra, this is sugya of Tichlei, was originally pasul. You bound it, and then you made it kosher. So Tevsha Mina, bring a raya from here. Tichlei meikaru lo yavidicha. Says the Gemara, no, lo labasser delagde. It was after you bound it. Because of a middle level, we've been learning that the igod gives it the shame of the lulav. No, igod hazmana ba'almu. It's merely preparatory.
I'm assuming it does.
Yeah, look, that's a very good ha'ara. And saying hazmana ba'almu lav klamu. Rav Menachem is making a very interesting point. The Gemara here is saying, as the davar pashit, that the igod is just a preparatory action. So Rav Menachem is asking, does this work even with Rabbi Yehuda?
Rabbi Yehuda holds it needs to be agad.
Yeah. I want to agree with you.
And he says it's not agad, it's not kosher, which means it becomes
fire.
Or maybe it's saying it's still right. Say the mitzvah of lulav isn't until you pick it up and shake it. That's the shame mitzvah. The agad, it needs to be agad, but maybe it's saying the shame mitzvah once it becomes a mitzvah is really when you're picking it up and shake it.
You're saying a very good point. I don't know. It's something that we have to think about.
Once it's other, once it's
No. You're all saying the same thing. You're saying that maybe we could split the hair. Maybe the fact whether the igud is mamish making it or just preparatory, maybe that doesn't define the level of necessity of igud. Very interesting.
You can shake that out stuff, but it's nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Very interesting. All right. Okay. Something that we need to look into, but I like it a lot. Says the Gemara. If you cannot knock off those berries on Yantif. Frekti Gemara, what if you did it? It's Mamish first cousin.
You when you tie it, you had to tie it before Yom.
Yes.
The mitzvah didn't really start anyways until Yom didn't happen.
So that's really
whether you hold
so hold what you're about to say. It's Mamish the thing you're about to see. Let's get there.
I get include the eser?
No, the chayr now. Why not is a good question.
Because you hold it in another hand.
Take this, no? Pause me.
Yeah, because you hold the esrog in another hand. You're not putting it together.
Yeah, but isn't the eged is because it says Abaminan? Like it's got. I mean, like.
I see. Let's look at the next Gemara. Next Gemara is Mamish and Kuda.
Let's go.
Says
we have Yakish go on.
Whole thing is weird. You know what? Just to pause for a moment. Talking about the kitchen. It's a shtickle raya. Sometimes you want to be so giving. You want to allow, we have drinks and we have nash, like, but unfortunately, in a public environment, you can't. But then you realize, what do you got to do? You got to be not nice.
It's like before. Every shul has.
No, but the level.
Any shul you.
One thing is, just stop to have a garbage pile up. There's soda spilled, hot peppers on the floor, all we know is some kids getting drunk on our alcohol.
I don't think I've gone to a single school where I've seen their kitchen.
No, but I'm just not
clean. But I haven't gone to almost any schools that the kitchen's open.
Right. We have to be responsible. No, but next turn that'd be alcohol out.
No, that's what we put. That's why they put a file cabinet.
We lock by us all the. We don't have.
No, they put now a file cabinet the booze and stuff. I'm saying the kitchen. I don't think I've ever seen a kitchen locked. Like a.
Depends what's in the kitchen.
Depends what peppers you have.
Depends what's in the kitchen. Okay, we'll get to it. Let's take a lesson, Chaver, that if we're not mechanech our children, we got no chance. Okay. We have to have yourself on that. Hashem, I'm going to help them too. That's
seen people in the shul itself eating and whatever, and not cleaning up.
That part I don't understand. It's just mind-boggling. If you eat in a shul, you clean up after.
It's a public thing. You have all sorts of types.
Yeah, yeah.
I clean up kiddush now. Guys, take a cup of soda.
Every week.
No cover the top. I'm like, this is not a bar.
Yeah.
Keep going for hours.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, when I see these things, I say, listen, children will be children. Let's take chesed that we're human beings, and we can be different. We can be different. Havar v'loktan. Okay, so you knocked off those berries. My kush. Says the Gemara, the Ishcharemas. When did they turn black? Elim dishchameat will happen yesterday. Dichmei karahu nachamol, the classical dichmei kara, tifshamina dichmei kara, lavi dichmei. Elalam, no bigger chiddush. The Ishcher beyond tif. Now we have a middle level chiddush. Shalom Rav Noach. Nira v'nidchel. So now, as we pointed out, that really you got to learn this Gemara, then you got to go back to Amud Aleph. The case is that it was kosher, then it was pushed away. So Shema Mina Nira v'nidcha chayzer v'nira. It's going to be kosher afterwards. Says the Gemara, Loi no rayim, Loi lam dishchamei kara, dishchamei kara d'lavi dichoy tivshamina. So we're concluding that we have a raya that dichoy kara d'loi havi dichoy. But Nira v'nidcha chayzer v'nira. Loi. Tanarabanan, one last small shtickle Torah.
Who cares? At the end of the day, when you set it up, it was kosher. No.
Oh, the question is, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that there's
No, but then on Yom Tov, it became possible, and then you made
that's
it
the massive
kosher
chiddush. That's the chiddush is that we often, and I'm asking with you, we often view things very 2D. What we see is what we get. The item's kosher today. What do I care what happened? We're seeing a myriad chiddush in our Gemara that if there's a moment in time that it might mess it up. It's maskim. It's a big chiddush, but
well, it doesn't say what happens.
Well, we don't have a raya. Correct. We don't have a raya. 100%. Tanarabanan inma tinabiyamtif. When Shem Rav Lozer Rav Shimon Aimer says Rav Lozer Rav Shimon. Aye, how are you allowed to lessen the berries? You're fixing an item. You can't fix something on Yantif. The case is, no, you were hungry. Stickle Yantif snack. You ate some berries. Rav Lazar, Rav Shimon, Savala Kavua. He holds like his father, Rav Shimon Damar, Dover Shin Miskave, and his mother. Because you're not intending for it, so it's mutter. Frekti Gemara, come on, classical psik ratio. Very good. You're not intending to fix that. Well, you know it's happening. Very good. You open the fridge. I'm not intending for the light to go on, but I know it's happening. Answers Gemara my skinon. So it's a fascinating thing. You emistic are going to snash on some berries. And is fixing that dust. I don't care. I have other ones. Punk the next day. Oh, I can go and use it. Tanarabanan. Hoiter agdoi biyamtif. What happens if the igor, if the binding comes opened up on yamtif? Ogdoi keaguda shall yerek. Should bind it with another igor of a vegetable string. Frekti Gemara. Vamai. Why do you got to use a vegetable? Very good. Anve, make a bowl. Says the Gemara. This is one of the, in my opinion, the hardest things in all of Shabbos.
Different min. Says yeah.
Why does it say Yarek? You're asking?
That implies that even anything, an apple.
Any type of non-lasting, abnormal binding. That's what we're saying.
I thought it meant tie it like you tie a vegetable.
Oh, what? Good. Let's look at Rashi. Everyone together. Let's look at Rashi. Hutaragdai. Shalul b'yantif. Ogdai bekricha b'alma. Yikrach, you should bind it. Ha'egid savid. V'yachtu reisha b'teicha krach. Kamosh ogdan agudis erik. Like you bind up a vegetable.
With a vegetable.
But what's the nekuda? What does it mean? it means that you're not making a good binding.
Correct.
I don't care.
No, I'm saying it's nothing to do with the min.
No, that's true. But no. So Menachem's asking you, it's nothing to do with the vegetable. It's
like you would tie a vegetable.
Meaning, you want to use an apple, but it has to be.
The way we tie things now on Shabbat.
Tie it around. Very good.
Same thing as a bow.
Oh, so Frank the Gemara, why are you telling me to just make a bow? Says the Gemara, she does Rav Yehuda, man Rav Yehuda, Damar Nivak Shir Mal. You see, he heard Rav Yehuda. Shabbos was fascinating. Bows were real knots. Can't tie your shoes. It's almost bizarre. He holds, well, in our sigya, it would work, but he holds an aniva is a kesher. Kesher is also a Shabbos. So, of course, if Yehuda, you go and you macha a knot in your shoe, you got a bow in your shoe, you have a problem.
Real knot.
Rev Yehuda, Egin Mali Sabai. Rev Yehuda is the same shita that all you have to do a real binding. Says the Gemara, no. I thought somebody comes say Bechada, Upale Galei, Bechada. He holds like him as one, and he argues like him. In
one thing, so what he holds, you could tie it, but like
he holds that.
He holds a kasher, and he also holds.
No, yes. But by us, he doesn't agree with Rabbi Yehuda that you need an Igan Mal Yisa, but he could hold that it is a kesher. Meaning, if you hold them both Rabbi Yehuda's, you have a problem.
They hold the tying like vegetable is a kesher.
Is enough for a lulav.
For a lulav.
But you don't need an Igan Mal Yisa. Meaning, if you go with Rabbi Yehuda, then you have a problem. Because then you need a real knot. A super knot, and this isn't a super knot. Says the Gemara, you're right. We go with only one Rabbi Yehuda, not with two Rabbi Yehudas, which of course, this is a very nakish shmaket teretz. It's like, we hold like this rabbi, but only half of his shita. But, okay, in the world of Gemara, we're allowed to...
Like holding that we make a knot, but we make a...
Why can't Rabbi Yehuda hold that a binding doesn't mean that it has to be knotted?
So very good. So that's really full circle where we started today. As the Chaver suggested earlier, that just because if Yehuda holds ego, does he hold that it's hazmana, preparation, or real? So you're asking similar kasha. Just because you hold of an ego, who says he holds? It's a good kasha. The Gemara seemingly is taking as a davar pashit that if you hold of an ego, you need a real ego. Saying a very good kasha. Rashi says from the fact that he holds, if it's not bound, it's puzzle, shows it needs to be a real ego. What's the raya? Very good kasha.
If
I like
you're going
kasha.
the permit that has to be a real knot, then if it falls out after you took lulav, maybe you're going to be the lulav.
That's a good kasha.
Half of our user,
Yeah.
but not the other.
So in Shas, no, so I'll tell you why.
Half do we hold like?
So I'll tell you, in Shas, we're allowed to do that because we're always trying to figure out what is pshat in a certain memra. We have a statement. What is pshat in this statement? So as long as we can pick and choose shitas to make the statement make sense, it's meaning this is like law 101. As long as I could prove it could theoretically make sense, it's MS. Now, is it sensible? No.
Like if we let's say hold like Rabbanon doesn't even need a knot, so why are you even tying any knots on Yom?
That's what Gemara is saying. We're splitting it there.
Say we need a knot. It doesn't have to be.
Again, it's a very. This is any time a Gemara says such a teretz, he holds like him in one, not the other one. This is like a last ditch attempt. Like we could say it. It's not geschmack, but okay. Okay, we did lulav, we did hadas, and now we do arava. Let's get started. Arava gezula b'yavei shabsula shalashero shalanidachas sula. Boss.
This is when I joined the.
It's when you physically join.
Thank you.
Mikdam roishai nifrtu Allah v'hasaf sifa sula. Saf sifa is a round, guys. We'll see. Kemusha withered v'shenashu mixas aleo bishel baal, type of water maktiv, a land that does not need to be watered. It's enough with rainwater. Shira. Tanu Rabbanan, as we always start, and again, the sequence in the Gemara is always the same. We start with the definition. Arvei nachal, hagedilin that grows al nachal on the stream. Davar achet. Arvei nachal, she'Allah she'lah, its leaves, mashoch, is drawn, is long. Kinachal. Tanya Idoch. Arvei Nachal. Ainli Ella Arvei Nachal. That's only if it actually grows by a stream. What about if I have a willow branch, shel baal v'shel harim yinayim, that grows in a field that grows on rainwater, or that grows in a mountain? How do we know those are as well called aravois? Talmud loymar arvei nachal mikol makrim. Abba Shaul loymer. So three different drushes. Arvei shtayim. The word arve is plural. Achas lelulav, very good. V'achas lemikdash. So b'shal, beautiful. The din of arava and the Beis Hamikdash, special din of arava. But Rabbana lemikdash minalu. Says Gemara, Hilchsa Gemira Tzlachos Shmisinai. Dam Rav Asya, Rav Yechon Esther Netiyos. That's case number 1. Arava, that's case number 2. Yisach Hamayim, that's case number 3. Halacha leMoshe Sinai. Let's stop over here. And as we have been doing, we did a lot today, but let's try to chazer this Amud and chop on one more Amud to the next Mishnah. Tomorrow we'll hopefully try from Amdam Abiz. I hope, I'll talk for myself, even though I probably did these Gemaras more than most of you. I still am finding personally that within the Chazarah, I'm gaining clarity, getting a more Mesudar. I hope everyone else is.
I read